Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Well, it's Memorial Day in the U.S., so there's markets are a little bit quieter, but it almost looks like the market is pricing in some positive talks. So maybe this taco Trump always chickens out trade and how dug in the Israelis are. Maybe it's maybe coming to an end, possibly for the Strait. Netanyahu from Israel admits difficulty influencing Trump decisions on Iran. And I've been calling it a Iran and Israel war that Trump just got pulled into. And I do believe that that's probably more it than anything. But the arrogance of Trump definitely has a flow through in here as well, because you just can't lose here either. But so Israel leader has no maneuver to influence, it says here. He's largely left out of the indirect U.S. talks, which is bothering Israel here, and it wants to retain the right to strike. Well, if he's not a part of the negotiations, that's probably going to be tough. And yet, I still think there will be some underlying factors in there that will probably still want to do this. Oil slips to 2-week low, and I'll show that in a little bit here. Washington cites progress in Iran conflict. So this was just posted an hour ago. Trump says that there's no rush for Iran deal. U.S. blockade stays, and yet there's passage of boats going through, and we'll have to see how that all works out. Alberta did come out with their crop data, and your spring wheat is 66% planted. Canola is 30% planted. This is the weather in the last short little while there as well, and their drought, if there is any, which is not central. There's a bit of drought, and I've been showing that, but poor to very poor. There's only that one region. South is starting to get fair condition, but we'll have to see how this all plays out. If moisture drops there, that you could be shaping up for a good crop. When we're looking at the weather, there's a system that rolled across here in Manitoba, and we got some more rain. So accumulated rain for the last 7 days, and again, it's not 100% up to date, so there'd be a little bit more rain that went across Manitoba here. So you would say that the uh, on Friday I showed the last 7 days was basically all encompassed right in Saskatchewan, basically, or just outside of it. And now that moisture is still hitting some of these regions, and look at the area that I usually try to cover myself. So Eric Snodgrass put this out, 15-day precipitation anomaly, so it looks like it's going to be drier here, wet to the south where they need some rain, of course, as well. But this hopefully will get some ramping up of planting in these regions. Looks like uh, Alberta may have some delays there. Here's just your 7-day. We'll just have a look at the moisture, how it builds, and you can see that area is basically going to be a bit drier. So what I will say is the market doesn't price in excess moisture the same as it does drought, and it's always been a fact of that. So, but delayed planting will be an issue. But now that the weather's opened up a little bit, we'll see if that continues, so that we can get some moisture. So the only markets that are currently trading is canola, rapeseed, uh, palm oil, and your crude oils and your Canadian dollar. So all these other things are going to be kind of just left out here. A little bit of milling wheat as well. So when we look at the market here, you can see the canola is basically just still chopping away sideways here. Uh, and here we're more closer to the top end of the range, but still pulled off of the top and not traded through it. European rapeseed still has this nice trend, but this is a previous high. See if we're going to go towards that or not. We are definitely getting into that range. I showed this on Friday, this kind of a wedge area that the crude palm oil seems to be trading within. Here's a gap on your crude oil futures, and even a bigger gap on the Brent. So quite a bit lower. And I just shifted this ellipse over, but you got a small gap there as well on diesel fuel. If we can fall through this, or went through this wedge, if we can fall down into that area, that would definitely be an area to be looking for uh, diesel fuel futures for the future. Canadian dollar, it's been 3 weeks of going down for sure since the beginning of, just beginning of May, and went through the 200-day moving average. Now we're looking for a downside target down in that 71.8 area. Canola futures, if we were looking at it in Canadian, and then you can see that this has actually got a bit of a slope down because that's how important the Canadian dollar is. The Canadian dollar going down, when you looked at the previous slide, you would say we're basically going flat. Now we're actually got a bit of a downward angle. Here's your milling wheat, bumping its head on this resistance line, and it's currently trading down. There was a cattle on feed report, so it's been bearish. It's actually more of a bearish report. There's 2% higher than thought, and placements were high, and the marketings were low. So it's a bearish report. So the last two reports have been bearish, but the market did shrug off the last one. Here's the market. We did have limit down on Thursday, and did not continue to trade limit down or expanded limits or anything. But cattle or feeder cattle did gap lower, and your lean hogs definitely have a lot of pressure on it. That's all I have for you.